Hello students, welcome to the Edupedia World videos. In the previous class, we discussed about the five kingdom classification of Whittaker, where Whittaker has divided the entire organisms into five kingdoms, that is Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Today, we are going to take each and every kingdom and study about the characters of the organisms which are present in these kingdoms. So, we are going to study about the diversity of living organisms in detail. Now, let us start with the first kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. Now, this, as you can already make an idea, it is the most simplest type of kingdom where you are going to find most simple organisms. Now, the word monos means single. So, Kingdom Monera is the kingdom of prokaryotes, and these prokaryotes are unicellular organisms. Now, till this time, you should know what is a prokaryote. Still, I'll repeat it for you. The prokaryotes are the organisms which do not have a well-defined nucleus and the membrane-bound cell organelles. Monera is also sometimes known as Prokaryota. So in some literature you are going to find Kingdom Monera, and in other you are going to find Kingdom Prokaryota, but they are one and the same thing. So the best example of Kingdom Monera can be the bacteria. Now these are the various shapes of the bacteria: Diplococcus, Aspergillus and Bacillus, flagellated, Vibrios. These are the various types of bacteria, and they are the perfect example of Kingdom Monera. Now let us take a look at the chief characteristics of the Monerans which belong to the Kingdom Monera. The first is the prokaryotic nature, and this is the most important character, as only the Monerans which belong to Kingdom Monera shows the prokaryotic nature. After this, you are not going to find any organism which has the prokaryotic structure. So, they do not have a well-defined nucleus. Even the genetic material is not organized properly. It lies in a particular region of the cytoplasm which is known as the nucleoid. So, the next point has to be the membrane-bound cell organelles are absent. Even the important organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, plastids, even lysosomes, they are absent. Unicellular nature. So, as we already know that the bacteria are the unicellular organisms, so all the Monerans, they are unicellular in nature. So, they have only one cell. Flagella. Now, see, flagella is not a universal character, but if it is present, it is single-stranded. Now, this point is very important, children. When we have studied about the structure of the flagella, we have studied that flagella is made up of 11 strands. A typical flagella is made up of 11 strands. But here, the flagella, if present, it is made up of a single strand. Next is the cell wall. Now, the cell wall, it provides an extra protection to the bacteria to survive in the extreme conditions of the environment. But if the cell wall is present, it is not made up of the cellulose. It is made up of peptidoglycan or murin. So that is the characteristic feature of the cell wall of Kingdom Monera. Next is the nutrition. Now the nutrition can be both autotrophic and heterotrophic. So they can show both the modes of nutrition. Next is nitrogen metabolism. All nitrogen fixing organisms, they belong to Kingdom Monera. The perfect example of nitrogen fixing bacteria is the Rhizobium, and the Rhizobium belongs to Kingdom Monera. They are found in the root nodules of the leguminous plants. Yes. Now some Monerans, they also take part in the ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. Now these steps we are going to study when we are going to study about the nitrogen cycle. Now, some of the examples. First is the mycoplasma. Now, mycoplasma is the smallest cell, and this mycoplasma belongs to kingdom Monera. So, it produces diseases in humans, plants, and animals. Bacteria like Vibrio cholerae, Clostridium botulinum, E. coli, they belong to kingdom Monera. Even the blue-green algae like the Anabaena and the nostoc. Now this is the structure of Anabaena. Yes, this is the structure of Anabaena. It was about kingdom Monera, the simplest of all, prokaryotic, unicellular, cell wall if present made up of peptidoglycan, and they may be flagellated, and flagella is single-stranded. Now the second kingdom according to Whittaker's classification is the kingdom Protista. Protistous, which means first of all. So they are the first eukaryotic organisms. So children, here just note down the point that only the Monerans, they are prokaryotic, otherwise all the kingdoms now they are eukaryotic organisms. They may be unicellular or they may be colonial. Now when I use the word colonial, I do not mean that they are multicellular, as they all have their independent existence. The examples of kingdom Protista are Euglena, amoeba, and paramecium. Now the chief characters of kingdom Protista. First of all, the organization. Now these Protistans, they have a simple unicellular or colonial but eukaryotic organization. So when I mean eukaryotic, I mean that they have a true nucleus and the membrane bound cell organelles. Locomotion is generally present and it takes place with the help of flagella. Now here the flagella has the typical 11-stranded structure. Even the locomotion can be through cilia. The example is paramecium. In paramecium the locomotion is through cilia, and even it can be through pseudopodia, and pseudopodia are the characteristic feature of amoeba. So these are the various organs of locomotion which are quite developed in kingdom Protista. Next is the cell wall. Now some protists, they are covered with the cell wall, and mainly it has been seen that those protists which undergo the process of photosynthesis, they have the cell wall, while others do not possess it. Nutrition, now they have a dual nutrition which is known as the mixotrophic nutrition. So in the dark light, in the presence of the organic matter, they switch on to the saprophytic nutrition. Otherwise they have other kind of nutrition. So this type of nutrition is the characteristic feature of Euglena and its relatives. So this type of nutrition is known as the mixotrophic nutrition. Otherwise also the diverse forms of nutrition are found in kingdom Protista. Like they are photosynthetic also, they might be holozoic also, they might be absorptive also. So diverse forms of nutrition are found. But mixotrophic nutrition, that is they can switch the mode of nutrition, that is also found in kingdom Protista. Sexual reproduction is present, but the typical embryo which is formed in case of higher organisms, that is absent. Now before starting kingdom fungi, let us discuss the chief characters of kingdom Protista. First of all, they are eukaryotic, they are unicellular, they may be colonial, developed locomotory organs are present, cell wall is present, nutrition is mixotrophic in some cases, otherwise also diverse form of nutrition, and sexual reproduction is formed. Now kingdom fungi. Now here kingdom fungi, first of all it was mixed with the Plantae, kingdom Plantae. But there were certain characters which were neither similar to kingdom Plantae, or when they were placed in kingdom Animalia, it was not similar to that also. So kingdom fungi was given a status of a different kingdom. So the word fungus, it means mushroom. They are the achlorophyllous, means they do not possess the chlorophyll. They are heterotrophic, spore producing, means the reproduction is basically through the means of the spores, and they produce a varied form of spores. Heterotrophic, that is, they are dependent on other organisms. They are the cell wall containing eukaryotes. Now when I say cell wall, that is the characteristic feature that the cell wall is made up of chitin. A chitin is a type of sugar. So it is a polymer of sugar, which is the characteristic feature of kingdom fungi. Now the animal-like character also is there, that is, they store the food in the form of glycogen, whereas the plants store their food in the form of, yes, starch. Now the chief characters of kingdom fungi. First of all, the mycelium. Now when you see the structure of kingdom fungi, you see the structure of fungi. The body of the fungi is known as the mycelium, and it is made up of fine thread-like structures which are known as the hyphae. Also, they have multicellular nature. Now kingdom fungi are the first organisms to have the multicellular nature, but here also yeast is the exception, as yeast belong to kingdom fungi, but it is a unicellular organism. So they are multicellular. In even some lower forms are multinucleated, which develop the septa later on. Septa is the wall. Next is the cell wall. As I have already told you, it is made up of amino sugar polymer, which is known as the chitin. Chitin is also known as the fungal cellulose. Nutrition. The fungi are generally heterotrophic. So when they are heterotrophic, they show absorptive nutrition, that is, they absorb the material. They show saprophytic nutrition, whereas they feed on the dead and decayed matter. Reserve food is in the form of glycogen. Even some oils have been found as a reserve food. And sexual reproduction is present, but basically the reproduction is through spores. So they show a progressive reduction in sexuality. Even the embryo stage is typically absent. Now the examples of kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi is economically or commercially also very important. When you see yeast, you might have heard these days when you prepare the cake or the bread, you need a yeast, and that is why the baker's yeast is of kingdom fungi. Agaricus, the mushroom, that belongs to kingdom fungi, and that is a good source of protein also. Penicillium. Now this is the structure of penicillium, and this is a source of the first antibiotic. This is penicillin. So the first source of antibiotic, penicillium, that belongs to kingdom fungi. Even the rhizopus, the bread mold, you generally see when the bread gets stale. So that bread mold also belongs to kingdom fungi. Even aspergillus is there. Aspergillus is also the example of kingdom fungi. Now, as we have studied about kingdom fungi, one of the most important symbiotic association which fungi shows with kingdom algae is the lichens. Now, what are lichens? They are the dual organisms which are formed by the permanent symbiotic association. Now, symbiotic association is a type of association, children, where both the organisms get the benefit. So, it is a symbiotic association between the algae and the fungus. Now the algae is generally a cyanobacteria, a blue-green algae or diverse forms of algae, and fungus generally belongs to Ascomycetes. Now when you are going to go to the higher classes, you are going to study about different types of fungus. So that is belongs to the Ascomycetes. Here, the function of the algal member is to provide the food. It manufactures the food. Now, as we already know that algae, they contain chlorophyll, so they have the process of photosynthesis, so they manufacture the food. And the fungal member, it provides the fixation, it helps in the fixation, and also it helps in the absorption of the water. So both the members, they are doing their function and they are contributing. Even the lichens, they are found in the most hard conditions when the succession just begins, ecological succession. So lichens are the first organisms to be found there. Even they are commercially very important, as they are the source of various essence. Even the dyes, the litmus which you get from the lichens, and the various types of medicines. So they are commercially also very important. Based upon the structure, lichens can be of three types: crustose, foliose, and fruticose. Now, what are they and their structure, their examples, we are going to study in the higher classes. That was just a piece of information that lichens also has been classified into various types. Now, next is kingdom Plantae. Now, this kingdom has most diverse organisms. It is the kingdom of multicellular, chlorophyll containing autotrophic eukaryotes which have their own cell wall, and here the cell wall is made up of cellulose. They have a lot of diversity, as I have already told you. So they have been divided into a number of groups. So when we are studying about kingdom Plantae, we just cannot study the chief characters or the examples. What we have done, we have divided into various groups that we are going to study in the next video. Even kingdom Animalia, they contain the multicellular, heterotrophic, generally holozoic eukaryotes without the cell wall. They contain the animals which vary from the sponges, very simple organisms, to the mammals, which are the most complex organisms which are present on the earth. They are also divided into various classes, then subclasses, orders, families, etc. Now children, kingdom Plantae and Animalia cannot be discussed here, as they are again divided further. So we are going to take them in the next class. In the next class, we are going to study about kingdom Plantae. Till then, you study about the five kingdoms, the classification, and then we are going to start with the kingdom Plantae.